Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you are having a fantastic start to your day. And I'm not sure if you're listening to this while you're driving, while you're home, while you're petting the cat, or whatever it is that you do. You probably could be going out for a walk because that's sometimes what I usually do when I'm listening to a podcast. So whatever you're doing, I would like to say thank you for taking the time out of your amazing schedule to come over to the Connect 0007 podcast and invest in yourself today. So I appreciate you. And this is the 42nd episode titled Alignment, a Key to Healing. And for those who are new, I would like to say welcome to the Connect 0007 podcast, where the human connection is everything. And I am your host, Thaddeus Sims. And so we are going to get started, and we're going to actually jump right into this. But of course, I have to share the fun fact. There is no announcement, so there's that. The fun fact is, hopefully I say this right. So, pteronophobia is the fear of being tickled by feathers. And I was thinking, I don't know, maybe I'm pretty dark, but I was like, oh, that's cute. Like, I don't know. I was thinking like, gosh, if I knew someone who had a fear of that, oh, the feathers that I would attain. I was like, that's pretty messed up of me. But I was just like, okay, let me, give you guys a bit more. But it's also a fear of feathers themselves. The word ptero is make sure I'm saying this right. Yep. Ptero is the Greek word for feather, and phobia is also Greek meaning fear. So there's that. I mean, there's fears for a lot of things out there, I must say, but that's one. But I don't know. I would like to know, like, hey, like, what happened for you to have this fear? Like, I want to know the story. Just to understand it. No judgment at all. Like, I really want to know, like, what got you started with this. But that's just me. So, diving into the episode, guys, it is alignment, a key to healing. And just to give you guys a little background with this, back then in my my earlier years, I had to do a lot of like, we'll say training of sorts, a lot of stuff with just, spiritual, health, all of that. There's a lot of things that I had to learn and develop, grow, understand. Alchemy, many different things like that. And one of the lessons that came to me from one of my teachers in my alchemy lessons was this. A key to healing is alignment. And when you're out of alignment, it's bad. And I stumbled upon this in my notes because I had to get back into, my alchemy as of late. And I really wanted to share this with you guys. Like, it just came to me like, hey, you should probably share this, help people out with this. And I feel like a part of us knows this to a small degree. Like, when you think, oh, I'm out of alignment, it's not too good, like it's not much of a thought. It's like, okay, yeah, like, I'm off today. We made, or the common term, I'm a bit off today, and we deal with it. Some of us go get that, margarita. Some of us go yell at that individual and we feel better. You know what I mean? Some of us, we hug the tree and we feel better. I hugged the tree. It was cool. I hugged the tree in North Carolina. He was really cool. I actually got a picture of it. My mother thought I was like on something, but I was like, man, you never hugged a tree. That's what's wrong. It shows. That's why. That's what's like the reason why a lot of people are the way they are is because they haven't hugged a tree, and it really shows, right? But I really wanted to share this with you all, but to give it to you in a way that would give you maybe some insight onto some things about yourselves that you may have not known that may need, you may need alignment in. And so this again is going to be free form a bit like I did the last podcast, but I am going to break it up into 5 points. And I feel as though, guys, like this may be something you already know, but I got the feeling to share with you anyways, because I feel like I really feel like this podcast may just be kind of like a me tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you might want to focus on this here, or hey, you might want to look into this. That's kind of how I'm feeling. So, sit back and relax here. So alignment, right? I'm going to break it up. So the first point is your diet. And we all hear all types of different things. There's so many types of diets, this, that, and the other. But one of the things is when you're out of alignment with your diet, it can cause, things we don't want, right? Now, we're going to take this on a deeper sense when it comes to healing, because a lot of people don't know that your diet really plays a role in, how you feel, how you think, just your actions as well, and also your overall health. So when you're on a horrible diet, some people get sick all the time. Their immune systems just suck, because they're not eating right. Some people are constipated on the regular and they have laxatives like, popping them like it's candy, or drinking it like it's candy. I think there's so many different laxatives. And there's all these different things you have to do. Like sometimes you may eat something and you just may feel like, oh, I'm tired, I want to go to sleep. Or you may just feel like something, just your body's really not agreeing with whatever it is, right? That is forms of like when you're not in alignment. You have all of these, for the lack of better words, all of these negative consequences. There's consequences to everything. But when you're not in alignment, with your diet, you have all of these issues, and it could really mess up your performance. So, and if it really is out of alignment, then there's, this whole disease factor, which we're going to get into, but let's just know this is a big part of like disease as well, is your diet and the things that you're consuming, and also inflammation in the body, all types of things. These things happen when you're out of alignment in your diet. So to heal that is, I'm not going to say it's simple, but obviously you would like to get back in alignment by eating right. And so what is eating right? Now, I would say this would take some time for you to get to know your body. Like, if you're allergic to some things, not to eat those things. But if okay, hey, maybe I should eat a little bit more greens. Maybe I should drink more water instead of soda or whatnot. Maybe I should, put down the starches and the junk food. Maybe eat, again, more fruits, some more vegetables. Like you hear this and people are like, I don't want that rabbit food. But that rabbit food kind of helps make all the other crap go away. You know what I mean? Just saying. So that would help you in that healing department as far as, other stuff that's going on. So then the first thing is you want to look at is your diet of what you're eating. And I will tell you that your diet plays a huge role, again, in all of the other factors in your life. So if you're having some, issues there and you may need some healing, look at what you're eating, look at what you may need to subtract, and look at some of the things you may need to add. And also too, and besides just greens and fruits, you would go a long way with even some herbs, like really look into some simple herbs and teas that would help you. Like a lot of people, know the basic teas, like, some chamomile, ginger, all this other stuff. But did you know like elderberry tea? I like that tea. There's other types of things. There's other types, teas for lots of different functions that can help you with your body. A lot of good herbs is really good for you, like sarsaparilla, that helps with a lot of things. I believe sarsaparilla is the one that cleanses out like the blood, helps cleanse out the blood and the metals and things like that. I'm trying to think of some natural herbs that I have like in the house. There's different ones that I'll have, like things for your gut to clean out that. Things just for the blood. I'm going to say that again. There's a bunch of other different herbs, but really look into some simple herbs around. And there's so many different forms that you can take them in that they would help you out. So incorporating more of that would help you get in a better alignment in your diet, right? Okay, let's move on to mental health. I know I've talked about this here and there, but again, I'm going to get a little bit more focused. So usually things with like your mental health is like when you're out of alignment, you may not be as focused, right? When it comes to the mental department, you may not be as focused. Things may not just be as clear. Your mental strength of things is just kind of like low. Or in common words, you don't feel like thinking about certain things. You just put it off to the side. Like, I do not have the mental energy to even go into that, right? Other things, like when it throws off your mental, like if you know, okay, my mind is just not right. Like when you experience all of those things and then some, again, you're not in alignment. And so what you want to do is you want to get back in alignment. So what gets your mind focused? Like, what is it that you did? Did you play like puzzle games? There's an app that I use as well. It's a really cool app. It's like just different apps, guys, that you can use that just help you like with, building that mental fortitude. Be it meditation is good for your mental health, helping you like focus on one thing, your breathing, reading a good book, like what things got you in alignment to where your mental health was like great. And this is also a thing too, guys. Maybe you're doing too much thinking and sometimes you just need to actually like stop and, find something that does not require you to think. And what I mean by that, I'm gonna be really blunt with you. Like sometimes you just gotta find stuff that's just so unproductive and it's almost kind of like a waste of your time type of thing. And some people might be like, what's the word I'm looking for? The productive police may come and attack me for that. But no, like seriously, like I am one of those people. My mental like strength and energy is focused on a lot of different things, that there are some times where I'm just like, I don't have the energy to even solve this problem. Like I just want to watch something that does not require me to think. Like I will watch shows that is just pure entertainment. I don't want to learn nothing from it. I don't want to receive anything that's going to help me out in life at that moment. I literally just want to be programmed by something purely entertainment. And don't get me wrong, I'm not susceptible to some stupid stuff. But like I just want to see something purely like funny, like a comedy show, something just hilarious. Nothing like, horrible for your mind. But, just like sometimes you may need to actually do that. Or just going out for a walk and doing just simple activities, again, that just does not require you to think. So if you're experiencing a lot of areas where you're just not focused, you're just not there, you don't have the energy mentally, and you're putting it into a lot of stuff. Another thing with getting that in alignment is really seeing like what are you doing to invest some more of like that mental energy like back into yourself. And what I say is that like you'll put it into a task, maybe your job, maybe your work, maybe you have to be super creative, right? But what are you doing to like incorporate that? Are you listening to invest back in that? Like, are you listening to some type of music that gives you that? Do you paint? Do you go outside, sniff the flowers, fresh air? Do you ground yourself? Basically going outside, barefoot, stepping in the grass, blah, blah. What is it that you're doing to invest that back in? And that may be a sign that you're putting so much out that you're not bringing so much in. Again, you're not in alignment. So to help with that, you would like to, again, get back in alignment and do those things that will help you just get back to focus. And even having good friends as well will help you out with that. So that's the mental health. Now, let's get on to the emotional health, right? And I know a lot of people are like, oh, emotions, God damn it. That's just, Thad, there's no way of helping me with that, right? And I will tell you, I can't help you with that. I really can't. You have to do the work. So when it comes to the emotional health, if you are, the signs I would say are like you are you are easily triggered, or you're probably just like you're just dead. Like I just don't have the emotions for that. If you just are, your emotions are a bit everywhere. If you're just going through it, God damn it, emotionally, those can be signs that you're out of alignment in a certain way. And usually with emotions, there's usually something that may have happened, or there's a thought process that you have on something that may not be the case, or and what you want to do is with your emotions is really kind of go back at like, okay, what got you there? Like what pissed me off? What got me here? And really just kind of like focus on that and take kind of control of like, okay, how could I respond to this better? Like, is this really serving me? Like, have like that personal time with yourself. Another thing is with your emotions is that to get back in alignment is that you may need to find some type of activity to express those emotions, because some people, they may think since I don't express it, that's really, that's another form of you not being in alignment. So what you want to do is find a way to express that. And since we're going to be extreme here, because I'm extreme, if painting doesn't do the job, you might need to go to the gun range. You might need to, do a few things, a little pop here and there, or other at the gun range, obviously. You may need to go shoot an arrow. I think I've seen some axes, this like axe thing. Throw an axe. If that don't do it for you, you might need to jump out of a plane. You know what I mean? Skydiving, guys, skydiving. And that might just get you just right back up to snuff, or something simple, maybe not too extreme. Go outside, go to the intercoastal, just, dip your feet in the water, step in the sand. You're not by the ocean? That's okay. Go by the mountains. Go up there for a little bit. You got bears and stuff like that. That's okay too. Don't go over there. You know what I mean? Walk in the backyard, admire what you got. If you don't got a yard and you don't got mountains and you just in the city, okay, we could do something with that. Chill over there by the porch, or, go down the street somewhere. There is something you can do, to like express or do something to get that emotion, get it moving again, because emotions is really just energy in motion. So, you can express that, So there's different ways with that, and everybody is different, guys. So again, with the whole alignment with that is you just have to figure with emotions, because, something very simple can happen. Like you might step on a pebble and that can just completely piss you off and make you think about that one time you stepped on a pebble when you were 7 and it really pissed you off and you said a bad word that you heard from your cousin, and then your mom heard you say something and you got a whooping for that. And no, I did not tell on myself, but just saying, that one pebble could just cause all of that. So you might want to go back and like, what? I should probably forgive myself for that, because it's just, it's not worth it right now. And again, too, with the getting yourself back in alignment with the emotions, that requires a lot of like mental strength. And, so if your diet's right and the mental's right, you got a good chance there, just saying. But a lot of that does require that mental strength, and it does require you to be very accountable with yourself. Like, okay, why am I really like tripping? Why am I really going through this crap? And really just ask yourself, like, and then once you do know, use the experience that got you there. Like, okay, this really just set me off. Do I like feeling this way? Do I really like having my heart rate up? Do I really like feeling all of this like charged up? If not, then I need to do something about that. You know what I mean? So there's different ways to get yourself out. There's many different ways to get yourself in alignment. But just be aware that if you are out of alignment and you are experiencing all of these things, again, work towards getting yourself back in alignment. Everybody is different. Sorry, guys. At the moment, everybody is different. And you just got to figure out your own way. You know yourself. You know what happens when you are centered. Get back into being centered. And sometimes, guys, it could be simple. We just need a nap, That's the trick sometimes, So that's that. Now, the physical health. There's so many things with that. And I really feel like the physical health is... I'm going to actually give you another secret with that. One of the things I've learned in my training is that when you go through things physically, that's kind of like the last resort move that your body is trying to tell you or trying to get your attention, and is saying, hey, you need to like focus on this and fix this. And I guarantee you, once you get to like the physical stuff going on, it is a good mix of all of the previous parts that I've talked about, the diet, the mental health, and emotional health. And I say that because you may, for example, a lot of you guys may be stressed, right, about whatever it is with life, because we all have our stresses in life, right? Some of us, and majority of us. And we may hold that stress in certain parts of our body. Some of us may ache. Some of us may get headaches and things like that. And we may eat right. You know what I mean? We may have our emotions in check and stuff like that. Maybe. But, mentally, there could be something that's causing us so much stress. And we're just, probably used to the stress that is starting to show itself in the body somewhere. A lot of people don't believe in that connection. Hey, all I'm saying is everybody's experiencing some stuff. If you actually just kind of go through the mental, emotional, and diet, I say go there first before you try to pop some pills or, go under the knife. Try to do that first. Do those things first. Go through those self-checks. And then if that doesn't do the case, then, go seek some professional stuff. But if not, majority of the time it could be some stuff that you're going through. And when it comes to that, the physical health, like I said, I've come to discover that usually is the last resort. Like your body is saying, hey, this is what's going on. Just to give you guys a real life example, for me, I carry my stress with in my stomach area. I didn't choose it. That's just where it's at. So if I'm like stressing over something, it's usually in my stomach area. It'll start to affect that area. It'll be mental if I'm thinking about it, but if I'm constantly thinking about it and I'm not doing nothing, it will affect. Like my stomach will start to act weird. Like I won't digest as well. Total TMI, but I'm just being real with you. I just, it'll just feel just weird. It'll feel different. It just wouldn't feel right. You know what I mean? And, total TMI. But it's like we've all had those moments when you're trying to use the bathroom, but, nothing's coming out. Like that's just stress. And it's not for everybody, but for me, like it'll be stress. Like, okay, I need to really figure out what the hell is going on with me. And when I look and, I go through those channels of mental, emotional, and diet, I come to find, okay, this is what's going on. And immediately once I fix it, I start to feel like this just release, like in my stomach. It doesn't feel as tight. I feel better, it's things are flowing right, and again, if you are experiencing like some sort of pain or inflammation or whatever it is, you are out of alignment in some area and you want to pay attention to that and really just see what it is. And like I said, before you go pop something, before you go into the knife, go through those channels, see what it is. It may be, you probably stressing about your dog, about something. Dogs are important, but still, like, really look at that first. And just understand, like I said, physical, that's usually the last resort. Your body's trying to tell you, hey, look at me. And I've come to understand that when your body does that, the best way to understand that is like look at it like a car. Like when you're driving your car and you have certain lights come on, it's not like a bad thing. It's the car alerting you like, hey, the air pressure's kind of low here. You might want to look into that, maybe nothing's wrong, but you might want to add some attention here. Just a heads up. Obviously, when you don't do that, then shit happens. But when you pay attention, you figure out what it is. Oh, I, didn't do something, so and so. Let me put some air in the tire, and then you're fine. Boom. So that's the physical health, right? Now we're going to go into the spiritual health. Now this is different for everybody. Everybody has different spiritual beliefs, backgrounds, what have you. Some people don't even have a spiritual background, and that's okay too. So you can just focus on the previous 1, 2, 3, 4. But for those of you who do, your spiritual health, right? I'm going to be real with y'all. Some of y'all know what happened when y'all not in alignment there. Some of y'all go through we're going to be real here. Let's have a moment here. We're going to pause for dramatic effect. Let's be real. When we're not in alignment with our spiritual health, shit goes wrong. And here are some of the indications when the shit goes wrong. You try to do stuff on your own, but nothing is falling through, right? You are experiencing some stuff that's really causing you to like it's really pissing you off. It's getting you frustrated. It's starting to make you like retract, right? It feels as though like you take one step forward, 10 steps back, right? Then you try to go back to your lessons and whatnot. And you're like, okay, I remember doing, and you do those lessons that help you get out of stuff before, and they don't work, right? You try to go somewhere, talk to a friend, do whatever it is, try to handle on your own. That may give you like this moment of relief, but that still doesn't work ultimately. And then you finally may get the picture that, you know what, maybe I need to sit my ass still and really pray, meditate, what have you, listen to my spirit, listen to my soul, whatever, talk to the ancestors, whatever it be, and get the message. And then you get the message and oh my gosh, you feel great. All the doors open back again, right? And when those doors and everything's just working, you know, you go somewhere, opportunity, boom. You go somewhere, things just worked out perfectly. You are in alignment when that happens. But when you're out of alignment, when you're not doing the stuff you're supposed to do, certain things may piss you off. Your emotions may be off. Your mental may be just kind of off a little bit. You're not eating like you're supposed to. You're not exercising like you're supposed to. You know, I said the diet too. But dang it, it's the spiritual as well. When the spiritual is not right, oh my God, it is just like, what is going on here? I'm gonna tell y'all I've been there, so I'm just being real with you. But this is what you do, guys. This is what you do. This is what you do. Because when shit hit the fan, my God, that's you just want to go and just, snap. But this is what you do. Stop. Just stop. That's the first step. Just stop. Stop. Breathe. Close your eyes, and whatever you have to, and again, we all have different, spiritual methods. Talk to whoever you got to talk to, whoever that it is that you pray to, and just listen. Ask a question, man, what's going on? And just listen. What is it I need to hear? And sometimes all you may need to do is ask. We all receive things differently. Some of us, we hear it, we just get it. Some of us, we have to, go through life a little bit longer and get the message, and we'll get it. But you want to, essentially, you want to put yourself in a state of surrender and receptivity and, openness. And go from there. And the goal, obviously, is to stay in alignment with that. But let us be honest here. Other stuff happens and it throws us off. But it makes us appreciate that, alignment. And it works on, it helps us to stay in alignment. Like, okay, I know if I don't do this, I know I'm going to feel weird. And stuff's going to happen. And I don't want that, And we know this. But I'm just saying, like... there are signs to this. And since we're going to get really real here, if some of y'all who listen to this podcast has been trying to do some stuff and y'all have probably been in a dark space for a very long time, maybe like over a year or so, over 2, and you're in a really dark space, chances are you ain't listening. And something's telling you need to stop. You need to, talk to that power, that be for you and get what you need, because you're in that position for a reason. And if you are going through some suffering and whatnot, you may want to, check and see if that spiritual health is there, if it's on point, that connection is there. Because a lot of us, we know this, but we're not applying it. And granted, now I will tell you, some people may not know this. I'm going to be honest with you. There are those people who, are going through a bunch of stuff and they just don't know this. And I've come to find that those people have to go through that because that's where they are at in life, and they have to get that experience to know what it's like to not have it. And then once they do, it's just like, oh wow, like this makes so much sense of like what happened. So that's that. But again, to get in alignment is simple. You got to just stop, breathe, surrender, be in a state of receptivity, openness, and listen, apply, and stay there. Really stay there and make it a habit. And I will also give you another key of alignment is all of us, we all have different schedules. But I would say if you put that spiritual health first before you really start your day, really before you start your day or before you start a project or anything, it will help you out greatly in the long run. Like me, and my alarm will go off or what? Well, not no more. But whenever I wake up, I will, before I even use the bathroom, be like, I gotta use the bathroom. So anyways, and if you're not using the bathroom when you wake up, might want to look into the diet. But anyways, I will immediately just be in a state of, and I'll just ask like, okay, so what am I doing today? I meditate and I just ask like, what is it? What do I need to hear? What is it that's important for me to hear today? And, I may just get something simple, just start the day and, you go from there. Or I may hear, hey, plan out the day, plan out tomorrow. And that's actually what I did. Like, this morning, I literally, was like, okay, let me actually look into this. Let me meditate. And it came like, hey, yeah, you need to plan out the day. This is what you need to do. And I just did it. And then here we are, and things just worked out smoothly. So I find even also with projects too, just getting in that state of putting that spiritual like first. But, again, to each his own. So, do what works for you. But again, the goal, guys, if you are going through some things that you are not, that is kind of going against your health and you need healing in, look and see if you're out of alignment in whatever area it may be and work to get yourself back to center. And it's interesting. Sorry. As I said that, I guess my intuition was like, literally, I don't know. I guess I heard something. Anyways, intuition was basically like, okay, so how do they get back to center, Thaddeus? All right, that was a very good question, intuition. So how do you guys get back to center? Wow. Well, thank you. Well, okay. Only way I can answer that question, I'm gonna have to start it off from me. Is for me, I have to get back in center by meditation, and I just have to kind of like turn off the world, if that makes sense, and the distractions, and really just like listen and just notice and be aware. Okay, what am I feeling? What's going on? Really just being in a state of openness and receptivity and awareness. Like, okay, what's going on? Like, why am I off? So just a simple example is that there are some days, guys, where I can just be, I would say like emotional in a way where it's just like, okay, why am I easily triggered? I'm like, okay. And I would literally stop. Like if I'm driving somewhere, I will pull over, safely and just like meditate. Like, what is going on? And then, I'll ask and I'll get the answer. The reason that's going on was this is because of a certain thought process that I may have had, or something that I did and I may have went against how I normally am or who I am. An example would be if something happened or someone did something and I gave them my power in a bit, and it was kind of like knowing who I am, that would mess me up, and that would, because of that moment, it kind of messed me up emotionally, and my emotions are trying to tell me like, hey, you messed up right here, you need to fix that. And when I fix it, everything goes back into harmony. But I would have never known that if I didn't, pull over and get back in the center and really meditate and ask myself. So for me, my center would be to meditate. For you guys, you would have to really know yourself and ask yourself, what is it that keeps you centered? Sometimes, guys, some examples of the people that I surround myself with is some people, they may need to go for a walk and that gets them centered. Some of my friends, they need to smoke. That gets them centered. Another good friend of mine is she just has to be away from people just to gather herself. Like she just can't be bothered. Phone thrown somewhere, and that's how she gets back in the center. She, like, as she says in her words, I just have to build myself back up. Like I'm kind of shattered right now, and that's okay. But I just need to build myself back up. And once I build myself back up, I'll be okay. So the first thing, guys, is you really need to know yourself. What makes you feel good in a way? Like what gets you back in that, space where I would say like a restart. What gets you in that space of restarting? You might need to take a nap, or you may need to, watch a video. Like you really have to know yourself and know what gets you in that space. So that's some self-awareness, guys. So if you didn't know like your center, or how to get yourself back in the center, really be aware, like when you do get pissed off, what is it that you do that calms you down, or who is it that you talk to? Preferably though, I would say make sure your center is something that's, that you can do by yourself. But if you're at a state where you have to talk with someone, then you know what I mean? Hey, work with that. But eventually you want to wean yourself off of that person so you can do it yourself, because that person may not be there all the time. So that is that. Before I say that, let me see. I hear anything. No? Okay. All right. My intuition didn't say nothing. So I guess that was that. So with that being said, guys, that is the end of this podcast. Nothing really to leave you guys with, because it's the weekend and I know y'all just finna go live y'all life. So y'all do that. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy your time. Be safe. Meet cool people. Network. Be yourself. Be authentic. Don't kick a cat. And if you do see any ducks walking around the street and they look bougie, it's okay to judge them, because their level of bouginess is just at a whole time, like a new high, and they not really studying you anyways. I say that with experience, because I've seen some ducks recently and I just felt, what's the word I'm looking for? I felt belittled, so to speak. This is totally random. So I'm giving you a random story to end the podcast. So this is a bonus, but I felt belittled. I was just, casual, and I looked good, mind you. I looked very good, and I was walking, and I seen these ducks, and the mother duck or father duck or whichever, the leader, kind of like looked at me, but he kept it moving. But the vibe from this duck was like peasant. I felt belittled. Like he just kept, like he looked at me, and I swear he sniffed I don't know if y'all heard that, but like that sniff, like I shared the same space with this peasant, and it just kept moving. I'm just like, wow. And I felt belittled. Like I really wanted to fight that duck. So, but I didn't. And if y'all may not see ducks where y'all from, but around here, especially Palm Beach Gardens, South Florida area, these ducks are bougie, and they're taking over work environments. They just out of hand. And I feel like something needs to happen. So I hope that y'all don't have any duck experiences like I have been having. I hope y'all don't feel belittled as well. I hope you know that you're great. I had to tell myself that I'm great, even though the little duck, I'm going to call him a little duck, even though the little duck looked at me and I just felt like he called me a peasant with his sniff, and he just kept it moving. Hope I don't see him again. Throw some water on him. So I hope you guys will go through that. And with that being said, you all have a fantastic weekend. And I will talk to you soon. Next Tuesday. Tuesday, whatever. All right, guys. Talk to you later.